There's a silence that screams. It's the sound of the world stopping. It's the echo of a step not taken, a word not written, a dream not embraced. You felt this. That space between intention and action that suddenly transforms into an abyss. You look at yourself in the mirror in the morning, filled with silent determination. Today will be different, you promise. Today I begin. But then the day unfolds, and an invisible force, a strange gravity, pulls you away from that promise. You find yourself reorganizing the shelf for the third time, scrolling through an infinite timeline, consuming other people's lives and achievements, watching a movie you don't even want to see. You're not just postponing a task. You're postponing yourself. The version of you that is brave, that is capable, that is worthy of that reality you visualize so much. And deep down, you know that each later is a small mourning, a small burial of potential that begged to be born, but that you, for reasons you don't even understand, chose to suffocate. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we become the architects of our own stagnation? The answer isn't in time management. It's in the geography of your soul. But procrastination isn't what you think it is. Recognize the scene? You look at the blank screen. The cursor blinks, pulsing the pressure in your temple. You have an idea, a mission, a project that was once so vibrant in your mind. But now, faced with the void, a coldness settles in, and your hand, almost by its own will, clicks on any tab. A meaningless search, a random video, anything to fill the vacuum. Or maybe it's a gym membership that's never done. The online course you bought and never started. That important email you reread 10 times but can't press send. Society sells us the idea that procrastinating is a character flaw, lack of discipline, pure laziness. This is a dangerous lie. Procrastination is not laziness. Laziness is rest, an intentional pause. Procrastination is an internal civil war. It's an act of agony. It's your body in the present and your mind anywhere else, in a future regret or in a past of illusory safety. Procrastination is a symptom. It's a fever indicating a deeper infection. And that infection is called fear, but not an obvious fear like in a horror movie. It's a subtle, intelligent fear that disguises itself as rationality. There's the fear of failure. What happens if I dedicate myself body and soul and I'm not good enough? The pain of rejection would be unbearable, so it's safer not to even try. This way, I can keep the illusion of my potential intact. I could have been great if I really tried. It's an intoxicating and deadly refuge. And there's the fear of success. This seems counterintuitive, but it's profoundly real. What if I succeed? What if it changes everything? People will start expecting more from me. I could lose my current identity, comfortable, even if it withers me. Success brings responsibility, visibility, and the frightening possibility that I'll have to become someone new. Your mind, in its tortuous wisdom, sees procrastination not as sabotage, but as protection. It genuinely believes it's sparing you from greater pain. It prefers the known comfort of stagnation's suffering to the unknown pain of growth. The distraction, the scrolling, the obsessive cleaning, the series marathon isn't the problem. It's the anesthesia. It's what you do to not feel the pain of the internal conflict between yourself that wants to fly and yourself that's afraid of falling. You're not broken. You're scared. And your mind, in a misdirected act of self-love, is trying to keep you safe inside a familiar cage. What if I told you there's a way to see this completely differently? To understand this dynamic, imagine your mind as a sky. The sky is vast, silent, always present. It's your pure consciousness, the witness that only observes. That's your true self. Now, imagine procrastination, anxiety, fear as a storm. Dark clouds of what if, lightning bolts of panic, winds of distraction. The storm is loud, dramatic, and seems to take over everything. When you procrastinate, you are not the storm. You are in the storm. You've identified with the clouds of thoughts and emotions. You believe you are the anxiety, the laziness, the inadequacy. But the sky is never damaged by the storm, no matter how violent it is. The storm is a passing phenomenon within the sky. It cannot destroy it. The sky is always there, motionless, behind everything. Think about it. You've been through hundreds of emotional storms in your life. Days when you were sure you couldn't make it. Nights when fear seemed absolute. And yet, you're still here. The sky within you remained intact. Your practice, then, is not to fight against the storm. It's to remember that you are the sky that contains it. The task you avoid is like a mirror reflecting back to you the parts that haven't been embraced yet. The unexpressed anger, the unrecognized fear, the uncared for pain. Procrastination is your reluctance to look at that reflection. But when you understand that you are the sky, vast, spacious, capable of containing all experiences, the storm loses the power to define you. So, how do we stop being the storm and return to being the sky? The turning point. The alchemy. If force doesn't work, what does? Curiosity. Instead of judging yourself for procrastinating, ask the most powerful question that exists. What is this really showing me? In the moment you feel that pull to distract yourself, stop, breathe, and ask with genuine kindness, what's so scary here? Which part of me is afraid? You're trading combat for investigation. You're inviting the storm to talk instead of trying to silence it. The just 1 minute technique is a practical way to apply this. Instead of thinking about writing a book, commit to writing a single sentence. Instead of thinking about an hour of exercise, commit to putting on your shoes and walking a single block. The goal isn't the result. It's breaking the spell of immensity. You're showing your scared part. Look, it's safe, it's small, it's manageable. This removes the weight of grandness that paralyzes. You shift the focus from the terrifying final product to the present and safe process. You stop asking, how do I finish this? And start asking, how can I begin to engage with this in a gentle way today? It's a shift from force to flow, from pressure to presence. Think of a child learning to walk. They don't judge themselves for falling. They don't create a dramatic narrative about their inadequacy. They simply get up curious and try again. They're in the process, not in fear of the result. That's the energy you're reclaiming, the playful curiosity, the engagement without attachment, the courage to start small, but to start. And when you make this shift, something extraordinary begins to happen. When you change your relationship with action, the very nature of action transforms. Action stops being a burden and becomes an expression. You're no longer working on your dream. You're dreaming awake and in motion. That state of flow, where time disappears and you merge with the activity, begins to emerge naturally. It doesn't emerge when you're forcing yourself against the wall of anxiety. It emerges when you enter the activity with playful curiosity, like a child exploring. The beauty is no longer just at the peak of the mountain. In the realized dream, it's in every stone along the path, in every breath during the climb. Achievement is no longer the only goal. The becoming is the prize. You stop living in someday and begin to inhabit now. And, ironically, it's only by fully inhabiting now that the someday you so desire materializes. The procrastination dilemma was never about managing time. It was always about managing attention, and more deeply about managing the self. It was about learning to distinguish the voice of fear from the voice of intuition. It was about embracing all parts of you, even the one that most sabotages, because it also has something vital to teach you. The greatest antidote to procrastination isn't a spreadsheet or a productivity tactic. It's presence. It's the courage to sit with discomfort, to look in the eyes of the mirror, and to remember in the depths of your soul that you are not the storm. You are the sky, vast, motionless, and infinitely capable of containing all your experiences. Your dream isn't a distant mirage. It's a seed already planted within you, asking only to be watered with a little bit of courageous attention each day. If this content was useful to you, follow me to receive more insights about mental health and personal development. And if you know someone who keeps postponing their dreams, who's stuck in a cycle of procrastination, share this video. It might be exactly what that person needs to hear today. Tell me in the comments, what's the biggest dream you've been postponing? What's really behind that procrastination? And what other themes about emotional healing and personal growth would you like me to address here? Your suggestion could become the next content. Thank you for your time and your presence here. Until next time.